Joining me at this time from the West Bank is our first Palestinian guest, a Jordanian Palestinian, I should add, and he is political activist Mudar Zahran. Mudar, welcome to the show.
Thank you, and greetings to everyone from Bethlehem. And if they look very well, they can see the Church of Nativity in the back.
So, as you say, Church of Nativity in the background, Bethlehem behind you. Not words I think many of our American viewers would expect to hear out of the mouth of a Palestinian.
Well, excuse me, not out of the mouth of the Palestinian, out of the mouth of the Palestinian leader and the leader of 6.3 million Palestinians in Jordan. And I'm here to speak the facts. If you call him Rick and his friends and Howard Stern as pro-Israel crazies and racists, I am definitely not pro-Israel. I am not crazy, and I'm not against Palestinians. I am a Palestinian, son of Palestinian refugees. Hamas is committing the massacres. Hamas is killing my people. Hamas is firing rockets from schools, from homes. Hamas is shooting at people, Palestinians, who run away from civilian areas targeted by the Israeli army. The Israeli army, which I'm no defender and no lover of Israel, the Israeli army sends text messages, email messages, and phone calls to the households before they bomb him because Hamas are fighting from them. And I have mountain evidence to say that. And Hamas prevents them from leaving the areas. Also, Hamas fires from exactly where the civilians are because they know the Israelis won't shoot. Trust me. Israel being one of the strongest armies in the world and the strongest army in the region, if Israel wanted to kill all of Gaza, they can do it in 15 minutes. All we have is 2,000 innocent civilians killed because of Hamas recklessness, and Hamas is just another terrorist group terrorizing my people. And then I have people who hold no idea, like Penelope Cruz, claiming that Hamas actually should be supported and tolerated. No, Miss Cruz, I never liked your videos, never liked your movies, and on top of that, I don't like what you're saying. Leave my people alone, you and the other idiots, and actually, excuse my language, other schmucks who have no idea what's really happening. Hamas has to be stopped. My people are suffering. My people are bleeding, and you sit in the safety of your Beverly Hills home suggesting what you should do and what we should do and what Israel should do. No, we are against Hamas. Most Gazans are against Hamas, and we would love to see Hamas vanish into thin air. Hamas is just another ISIS, another Al-Qaeda, another Boko Haram, and they deserve to be treated as such.
Mudar, we got to get you to loosen up and open up a little bit more. I say that with sarcasm. We appreciate your comments. What else would you like to say to the American left, to the international left? So we do have some viewers internationally who say, now, wait a minute. Israel is the blame for what's happening over there because there's these things called the settlements, and Hamas, all they're doing is they're protecting the weak, the underdog, the downtrodden.
Of course Hamas protects the weak. We just saw how Hamas killed 35 protesters who protested against it in Gaza 7 days ago. They killed them in cold blood and wounded 20. How about that for protecting the weak? Guys, you didn't get the facts. You don't know what's happening. You don't know what's happening. I'm not supportive of Israel, but all of this destruction was brought upon my people by Israel. And you don't have to believe Rick or any of those, what you can think of as crazies. You can just believe the people of Gaza. I've been in touch as a leader with all of my people in Gaza, and they all are against Hamas. And on top of that, it's not only the people in Gaza, it's also a poll, a study by the wonderful Washington and respectable Washington Institute in Washington, which shows that most people of Gaza are against Hamas. One Gazan told me, for God's sake, we just wish Hamas would vanish. Hamas has brought misery and destruction, and Hamas is not fighting for the Palestinian people. Hamas is fighting because Qatar, the petro-Islamist terrorist state of Qatar, is financing it and giving it money to kill Jews. And believe it or not, the king of Jordan, who claims to be a moderate, is supporting Hamas, and there is mountain and mountain evidence for this. And why is the United States tolerating this? The United States tolerating this because Qatar has enough oil, which the United States needs. And this is my message to the Americans. Follow people like Tom Tomerkin, who is producing, like, for example, the fusion technology, which would stop the dependence on Arab oil controlled by dictators like Qatar and crazies like the King of Jordan. You have to reconsider and research your soul before it's too late.
Mudar Zahran, why are you at the West Bank at this hour?
I left London and I came to West Bank a month ago. I have to be with my people. If they're dying, I deserve to die with them. If they live, I deserve to live with them. I'm no better than them, and I have to be exactly under what they have to endure.
Now, as way of background, you are a Jordanian Palestinian, as you pointed out. It's my understanding you are a refugee who, as you say, now lives in London. Explain to our viewers why you had to leave Jordan.
Because the King of Jordan has no tolerance for peace activists, refuses to give the Palestinian 88% majority their rights, refuses to honor the original agreement. Very few Americans understand. We had a 90-year-old agreement with the Jews of Palestine that we take 78% of the land, which is now called Jordan, and they take 22% of the land, which is smaller than Rhode Island, a little bigger actually than Rhode Island. And now, because the kings of Jordan and the crazies like Hamas are refusing to recognize Israel, the King of Jordan appears as moderate, takes photos with all of the nice left-wing Hollywood stars and invites them to Jordan while he's actually oppressing the Palestinian majority. And this is the hypocrisy. We Palestinians in Jordan live under apartheid. We are banned. We are 88% banned from jobs, banned from education and healthcare. And you never hear Miss Penelope Cruz talking to her best friend or good friend, Queen Rania of Jordan, telling her, why are you doing that to the Palestinians? How come this never happens? Between me and you and everyone else listening now, I honestly have come to believe it's either that those people in the media, in Hollywood and elsewhere are either too ignorant or walking around blind, or basically they hate Jews, which to me sounds more logical. It's easier to hate than to say I hate Jews, to say I love the Palestinian. And this is where we Palestinians fall in the middle. People like me are shunned away. Penelope Cruz would never make a friend of me, and the other people would never make a friend of me. They would make a friend possibly of a Hamas freedom fighter, quote unquote.
Mudar Zahran, we're almost out of time. I want to ask you, what do you see right now? You're there in the West Bank. What is the status of Hamas? Do you believe that they will be demilitarized as a result of this latest conflict, or will they still be able to continue on, but at a weaker?
Hamas has incredible financial support from Qatar, and they have incredible lobbying from Jordan's king, who has been secretly, and him and his government, lobbying for them inside the White House, inside Washington, D.C., and the Congress. And this is where, for the first time, the United States actually leaned to the terror thanks to the King of Jordan. So they're not going to stop because there's no reason to stop. The death of the civilians is not important to them. In fact, the more we die, the more money they get from Qatar. And in addition, their leaders, the cowardly leaders of them, while I am in I am in the West Bank, and hopefully sometime soon visiting my people in Gaza, if the Israelis help me get there and, give me the permission to get there. The leaders of Hamas, they are all in Qatar and Amman, enjoying the life with Mr. Khalid Mish'al, the leader of Hamas, a reported wealth of $2.6 billion. That's possibly closer or higher than Donald Trump.
All right, Mudar Zahran, we have to have you back on again. We appreciate your passion. We appreciate you opening the eyes of those on the left here in America. If they are smart enough to have their eyes open, you at least gave them the information. What they do with it is up to them. Thank you for joining us.